Thing one tonight, the Deputy Director of National Intelligence, Sue Gordon, announced yesterday she's resigning, along with her boss, Dan Coats, after being passed over to fill his role. Gordon left the president a note, making it clear it was not her preference to leave, but her departure cleared the deck for President Trump to put whoever he wants in that important DNI role, and he wasted no time, announcing via Twitter last night that he'd chosen Admiral Joseph Maguire, current director of the National Counterterrorism Center, to be the acting DNI. And Trump elaborated on that choice today before leaving for vacation.
I will say that the Admiral is such a great choice from the standpoint of now.
Yes, a great choice. I'm sorry, from the standpoint of what?
I will say that the Admiral is such a great choice from the standpoint of now.
Such a great choice from the standpoint of now. That makes perfect sense. You know, it actually reminds me of the time that the president talked about a hurricane in a similar fashion.
This is a tough hurricane, one of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
From the standpoint of facts, Donald Trump does this a lot, and that's thing two in 60 seconds. From the standpoint of presidential speaking ability, Donald Trump is not among the best we've had, but that doesn't make it any less fascinating or fun to study his oratory. Tonight we examine Trump from the standpoint of Trump.
This is a tough hurricane, one of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water. There's never been anything like it that we've seen. From the standpoint of water, not even close.
About as bad as it gets, certainly from the standpoint of a water dump.
I'm surprised at how badly it's all gone from the standpoint of a negotiation. But if you look at it from the standpoint of gridlock, from the standpoint of crime, from the standpoint of land, from the standpoint of respect, the planes aren't compatible from our standpoint, not from the standpoint of compatibility, but from our standpoint. I'm just saying from the standpoint of somebody that maybe has used social media better than anybody. I hear from the standpoint of the beauty of a country, there's no country more beautiful. So I'll be signing now a very, very important bill from the standpoint of people and jobs and loans and getting out there and building a business. I have been against from the standpoint of Bible, from the standpoint of moving. That's a good thing from the standpoint of conservative. They've done a great job in Saudi Arabia from the standpoint of women. I think the feeling is mutual from the standpoint of liking each other a lot.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.